In this video, I'm going to give you a comparison of two lasers that I own and operate. The Moport 60 watt versus the Aeon Mira 9S, the new Mira 9 Redline series. Both of these lasers will do tumblers. I've done tumblers on both of them, and they both do it very well. In a previous video that I'll link in the description below, I explained all the steps involved in doing a full wrap tumbler on the Aeon Mira 9S. In this video, I'm going to highlight some of the major differences between the Aeon and the Moport to do full wrap tumblers. My first laser was the Moport 60 watt, and it has served me well for the last couple of years. But I recently purchased and just received in October the Aeon Mira 9S 100 watt. This chart highlights some of the key differences between the two lasers. I go over some of these things in each of the videos. But the two big differences of why I purchased the new laser was, for one, the speed of getting things done. As you can see, 55 minutes compared to 22 minutes is a large time saver. The other reason is the tech support. The Moport, I had to do a lot of research to figure out any kind of problems that I faced. With Aeon, it's an email or a phone call away and someone is helping you within 24 hours. But a couple years later and several issues along the way with my Moport, I decided I wanted something more reliable. So I did research and decided upon the Aeon Mira 9S. I chose that because of a lot of the new features it had. One of the issues that I had with the Moport was always trying to making sure it was in alignment. My Aeon came already in alignment when I received it, and I've never once had to do any adjustment since I've had it. I also wanted to be able to switch out lenses very easily, and I can do this with the Aeon Mira 9. Autofocus is a great feature that's included with the Mira 9 that allows me to just raise and lower the work bed with the touch of a button instead of having to manually turn a dial to crank the bed up and down. I also wanted something with a clean design. Most all the moving parts are somewhat enclosed, so it keeps all the dust off them, and I'm not always having to clean the laser. I liked having everything already together in one big package. The camera was included, the chiller was included, the air compressor was included, everything I needed to get going. The only thing I really needed to add was an external air compressor and the extra lenses, which came in a package that I received with the Mira 9S. One feature that I love that most people don't talk about is the red dot pointer. For the Mira 9, the red dot is used with a laser combiner where the dot is exactly where your laser is going to fire. With the Moport, it was an external laser device that you placed beside the laser head to where it was predicted that the dot would be. If you were out of focus or changed your focus length, it would throw the dot off. If the laser pointer was hit at any time, it would throw the laser dot off. This feature of knowing exactly where my laser beam is going to fire is a very convenient feature that I really appreciate. I never had that before in the past. I was always struggling with it, and I really love the laser dot on the Mira 9S. My final and most important feature of why I chose the Mira 9S is their tech support. Anyone you ask talks about how great their tech support is. They're a US-based company based in Florida in the Eastern time zone. Anytime I call them during my working hours during the day, they're always available. Some of the other companies, they're on opposite time zones of us, and you're trying to talk to them in the middle of the night, and they're sleeping while you're working during the day. But Aeon's tech support has been great. Any issue I've come across, I've been able to send them an email, and they're usually in contact within the hour, and I usually have everything resolved within a day or two if some part needs to be shipped to me. And if that is the case, they overnight it, and it's usually here within a day, 2 days max. Now I'm going to show you the video of how I do my full wrap tumblers on my first laser, the Moport 60 watt. So the first thing we need to do is to flip the switches on the Y motor. We will need to open the side panel of the laser and flip the switches of 5, 6, 7, and 8. They should be on, off, off, on, which is opposite what they currently are. Next, we need to put the rotary into the laser. It needs to align parallel to the gantry. Then you need to plug in the cable into the Y port in the back corner of the laser. This allows the Y-axis control to spin the rotary. You will still have control of the X-axis to move the laser side to side, but you will have to manually move the Y or the gantry to line up to the rotary where you need it, based on your settings in Lightburn. Now we must change the machine settings in Lightburn. Go to Edit, Tools, Machine Settings. You should create a file for the rotary settings as 12,800 as your steps per rotation and change your Y move speed to a much slower speed. Save this file on your desktop where you can find it easily. I saved mine in a Lightburn folder with a subfolder as settings. I have one for my flatbed settings and one for my rotary settings. You must change these settings every time you switch from flatbed to rotary and again from rotary back to flatbed. Write these settings for the rotary to your controller. Now we can open our rotary settings. I use the rotary icon in the toolbar. Verify your steps per rotation is 12,800. Enable rotary is toggled on, and set the circumference of your cup. 315 is what we are using for this 30-ounce tumbler. We need to set our start from setting as user origin, and job origin as top right corner. This allows us to start from the top of the cup, center of the handle. We need to import the file we want to engrave. I use my art library to store my files for easy access. We need to set the dimensions of the file based on the cup size. In the previous Mira 9S video I did of the same cup, we measured the cup to be 217 millimeters tall, which we set as the width, and 315 millimeters around, which is our height. Our engrave fill settings on the black layer of our design need to be set for the 60-watt laser. I use the material library to store all my settings. Our settings that work best for our laser are 300 speed, 55% power, and 0.06 millimeters line interval. If we hit the little computer screen at the top of the toolbar, we can verify the time it will take to run this tumbler. This one is 55 minutes. We hit our laser tab and send the file to the laser. Now we're going to load the cup into the rotary. I'm using a pie burn grip. I line the tabs with the top point of my grip and tighten the grip on the cup. The pie burn has a bottom support, so once that is all tight on there, we will move the bottom support over to the bottom of the cup, and we will use this to help make sure the cup is level to the laser head. Then I need to set the focus. This laser, I have to manually lower the bed to get it to the right focal distance from the lens. I do that at the top of the cup and also at the bottom of the cup. I use the bottom level to help level out that top and bottom. The grip tightens down up at the top once you have everything set, so I had to loosen that to make sure it was going to allow it to move freely. Once I have it set level, I can tighten the grip head back down so it doesn't allow it to move up and down anymore. Now we just need to set the origin. So we get the laser dot right to the very tip top center of the handles and press origin on our controller. We can now frame our job to just verify that everything is set appropriately. So when we press frame, it will frame the entire wrap around the cup. Gives us the full size, verify that it goes from the top to the bottom. Once it returns back to the origin, we're ready to hit start. In conclusion, if you have the funds, definitely go with the Mira 9S. Their support is just outstanding to be able to get you through any issues right away without being down for weeks at a time trying to research what your problem is. Aeon is right there. They have the answer for you within 24 hours. But that's a big cost investment, so if you don't have the funds, then the Moport was a great place to start. It allowed me to see all the things that a CO2 laser can do and make a decision that this is what I really wanted to continue on with. Thanks for watching, and like and subscribe, and I hope to post more videos on the Aeon Mira 9S as I continue to make more projects.